Have you ever been in a room full of people and still felt completely alone? Not because you're shy, not because you're antisocial, but because no one seems to be on your wavelength? Here's what's interesting. Psychology shows this isn't a social problem. It's an intelligence problem. And if you've ever felt this way, your brain might be wired differently than most people around you. Let's break down the real psychology behind why intelligent people often feel the loneliest. 1. Their brain craves depth, not volume. Psychologists call this cognitive hunger, the need for meaningful, complex conversations that stimulate the mind. Here's what's happening. While most people bond over surface-level topics like weather, gossip, or trending shows, highly intelligent people need intellectual stimulation to feel connected. Their brain literally releases more dopamine when engaged in deep discussions about ideas, concepts, and meaningful topics. Research from the British Journal of Psychology found that intelligent individuals report lower life satisfaction when surrounded by frequent social interactions. Why? Because their brain treats shallow conversations like junk food, temporarily filling but ultimately unsatisfying. So when they're at a party and everyone's talking about reality TV or weekend plans, their mind is elsewhere. They're not being snobby. They're just mentally understimulated. And that creates a profound sense of isolation, even in a crowd. No. 2. They think in systems, not stories. Here's where it gets interesting. Most people process the world through personal narratives and emotional experiences. But highly intelligent people tend to think in patterns, systems, and logical frameworks. Psychologists call this analytical cognition, the tendency to break down situations into components rather than experiencing them emotionally. Their brain naturally asks why and how, instead of just what. This means when someone shares a problem, most people respond with empathy and personal stories. But intelligent people immediately start troubleshooting, analyzing root causes, suggesting solutions. And here's the disconnect. People often don't want solutions. They want emotional validation. This creates a gap. The intelligent person feels misunderstood because they're genuinely trying to help. The other person feels unheard because they wanted comfort, not a logic puzzle. Over time, this pattern makes deep connections harder to form. 3. Small talk feels like mental torture. Studies from evolutionary psychology suggest that small talk served a crucial bonding function in early human societies. It signaled safety and tribal belonging. But for highly intelligent minds, it triggers something different: cognitive fatigue. When forced into prolonged small talk, their prefrontal cortex, the part responsible for complex thinking, essentially goes idle while their brain screams for stimulation. It's like asking a Formula One engine to sit in traffic. Neuroscience shows this creates genuine mental exhaustion. While others feel energized by casual socializing, intelligent people often need hours of solitude afterward to recover. Not because they're introverted necessarily, but because their brain was running on empty the entire time. So they start avoiding social situations altogether. Not out of arrogance, but out of self-preservation. And that avoidance deepens their loneliness. 4. They see patterns, others miss mice. Here's something fascinating. Research on pattern recognition shows that high IQ individuals unconsciously notice inconsistencies, contradictions, and hidden meanings in conversations that others completely miss. This is called hypervigilant cognition. Their brain is constantly analyzing subtext, reading between lines, detecting when words don't match body language, or when someone's story has logical holes. This makes authentic connection incredibly difficult. Because while someone is sharing casually, the intelligent person's brain is unconsciously cataloging. That detail contradicts what they said earlier. Their tone changed when they mentioned that person. They're performing confidence, but their micro-expressions show insecurity. They're not trying to be judgmental. Their brain just can't turn off this analytical layer. And it creates distance. Because true connection requires a certain level of suspension of analysis. It requires being in the moment, not dissecting it. Over time, they feel like they're watching human interaction through glass. They can observe it, understand it, but never fully be part of it. Nay. 5. Their standards for connection are different. Psychology research shows that intelligent people have what's called selective social bonding. They don't need many relationships, but they need high-quality ones. Studies from the Journal of Social Psychology found that while average individuals feel happier with larger social networks, highly intelligent people report greater life satisfaction with fewer but deeper friendships. Here's why. Their brain values intellectual compatibility over social convenience. They'd rather have one friend who challenges their thinking than 10 who just agree with everything. They need people who can keep up with their thought process, who understand their references, who can engage in the kind of conversations that actually light up their brain. But here's the problem. Those people are statistically rare. If you're in the top 2% of intelligence, by definition, 98% of people you meet won't naturally match your cognitive frequency. So they end up choosing solitude over shallow connection. And while that protects their mental energy, it also reinforces their isolation. 6. Society misreads their signals. Here's the final piece. Psychologists have identified a phenomenon called the social intelligence paradox. Highly intelligent people often understand social dynamics intellectually but struggle to participate in them naturally. They can analyze why certain jokes work, why people bond over shared complaints, why group dynamics form the way they do. But understanding the mechanics doesn't mean they can or want to engage in them authentically. So what happens? Society labels them as aloof, arrogant, weird, antisocial, cold, when in reality they're just operating from a different cognitive baseline. This misreading creates a feedback loop. The intelligent person already feels disconnected. Society reinforces that they don't belong, so they withdraw further, and the loneliness deepens. So if you've ever felt lonely in a room full of people, if small talk drains you, if you crave depth that most conversations never reach, you're not broken. You're not antisocial. Your brain might simply be wired for a different frequency of connection, one that values quality over quantity, meaning over noise, depth over performance. And here's the truth psychology wants you to know. That loneliness isn't a flaw in you. It's a mismatch between how your mind works and how most social structures are designed. The answer isn't to force yourself into shallow spaces. It's to seek out the rare people who speak your language, because they exist. And when you find them, that connection will be worth all the lonely rooms you sat through. If you love understanding the deeper psychology behind why you think and feel the way you do, hit subscribe now. Because on this channel, we don't just explain behavior, we help you understand your own mind.